Hi everyone, and happy Wine Wednesday. If you are new, I'm Allie from A Glass After Work. Thanks for joining. Today, instead of tasting wine with you, I'm actually going to share a couple of beers. It's DC Beer Week, and so while I am not as knowledgeable about beer and tasting beer, I do enjoy drinking it. So I thought it would be fun to do a little taste of what is being done locally here. Just as a little bit of background, DC's first kind of reemergence into the beer scene happened in 2011 with the opening of DC Brau. DC Brau actually tapped their first keg on tax day 2011 and basically started the resurgence of craft beer in the DC area. Before that, the last brewery that existed was closed in 1950, and we pretty much only had brew pubs in between. So in honor of DC Brau being the first brewery to reopen, I thought we could taste their Corruption. DC Brau Corruption is a India Pale Ale that is in a Pacific Northwest style, and I had some technical difficulties with my first recording, so that is why everything is poured instead of my opening it up fresh. Sorry about that. But as you can see, there was some good head on the beer initially when I first poured it. It's pretty much an off-white head, and the color of the beer is I would say a hazy kind of medium to dark amber color. On the nose, I'm getting lots of citrus and grapefruit. Maybe something a little floral too, kind of on the back end there. But mostly I'm getting citrus. So why don't we give it a taste? Cheers. I love this. So I've tasted it before. It's my go-to very often if they have Corruption on tap in one of the local restaurants. This will be one of my go-to beers. So it's got super grapefruity notes. For me, it's super grapefruity notes. I got a little bit of that floral thing happening. There is definitely some bitterness on the end. A lot of good hops. Is it an IPA that's gonna like rock your world? I don't know about that, but I will say it is reliably good. I always love drinking it. Always makes me happy. So I tend to be an IPA drinker anyway, so if you see the Corruption, I highly recommend grabbing it. So the other one that I got from DC Brau is a beer that I actually drank a bunch of yesterday. This is called Space Reaper, and it is a double pale ale. I really enjoyed it. I actually, like I said, it was the first time I had it yesterday, and I drank several cans of it. It probably will be my new DC Brau go-to. I thought it was really good. So next up is the 3 Stars Brewing, and it's there above the clouds. This is my summer beer. I love this beer. It's the thing about Farmhouse Ale, if you're familiar with them, Farmhouse Ales are generally, traditionally I guess I should say, they are brewed in the winter so that they can be consumed in the summer. This was actually, it says the bottling date was a bright sunny day on July 13th, 2018. So clearly it was not canned in the winter, but still I think it's a perfect summer beer. I call it a shower beer. I don't know if you're into shower beers, but you know, you've been working outside, you're hot and sweaty, you come in, especially in DC where it's humid and can be completely miserable out there, and you're ready to take a shower, but you also want to grab a beer. Nothing like grabbing the beer in a can, so you don't have to worry about breaking the bottle in the shower. And so this is my kind of summer, love it for shower beer. So you can take a look here. You can see it's also had a pretty nice head on it. Definitely some good lacing on the side of the glass. The color of the beer, I would say, is much more of a like hazy golden color. Still real pretty. So on the nose, this to me, while I'm still getting citrus, it's much more kind of orange, tangerine, almost like orange rind, instead of the like meat pulpy part. And a nice bit of tartness. I think it's the tartness that I really enjoy in the summer. It helps keep things fresh and not too heavy, because sometimes beer can be really heavy, especially in the hot weather. All right, why don't we take a sip? Cheers. So definitely lots of that orange rind and kind of orange flavor mixed with a bit of something herbaceous. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure I can pick out what that herbaceousness is at the moment, but definitely something like that in there. A little bit of breadiness and lots of that kind of tartness with a little bit of bitter on the finish. Very refreshing. I would also say very food friendly, but even more than that, it's perfect for sitting outside at a cookout or a picnic or something like that. So next up, I have the Atlas Brewery District Common. So this is also another beer that I enjoy drinking a lot of. It's a good summer, right? It's a more lager style beer. It's definitely going to be a little lighter. So I really think that in the summer, when you're not trying to have the big heavy beers, the District Common is really good. To be honest, my favorite of the Atlas Brewery beers is actually their Rowdy Rye Ale. A number of the restaurants have it on tap in DC, and it's obviously it's a bigger beer, but I think it's delicious. So this is another Atlas beer, and it is the Citra and Mosaic Pale Ale. And I haven't tried this one. So one of the things about DC Beer Week is I try to explore some beers that I haven't had a chance to taste before. And so when I saw this, and it's made with Citra and Mosaic hops, so considering that I obviously like the Mosaic hops in some of my other beers, I thought that this would be a fun one to try. So I'll have to follow up and let you know how that goes. As a matter of fact, I guess all three of these next three, I haven't tried any of them. I've never tried anything from Right Proper Brewing Company, but this is their Raised by Wolves dry hopped pale ale. I'd read some really good things about it online, so when I saw it, I thought that it would be worth giving it a try, especially since I haven't had a chance to taste any of their beers yet. And the last one I'm going to be drinking for DC Beer Week is actually a beer from a Virginia winery, from Port City Brewing. It's their Integral Pale Ale. And so the Integral Pale Ale is, like I said, one of the ones I haven't had a chance to try yet. But even though Port City is in Alexandria, they're a Virginia brewery, they do an awful lot in terms of DC Beer Week and a lot in general in terms of the DC beer community, since they are so close to the city. I really enjoy drinking their beers. They actually have a common that I enjoy called the Derecho, and it was created basically when they lost electricity, when we had the big Derecho storms a couple of years ago. And actually, I guess it's probably more than a couple at this point. And so they lost electricity. They thought they were going to lose the entire batch. And instead, they kind of transformed the beer into something else. And it is delicious. So if you get a chance to see that as well, I highly recommend trying it. And with that, I think that you have now seen my DC Beer Week 2018 lineup. If you follow me on Untapped, you'll see what I think of the rest of the ones I didn't get a chance to taste today. But I would love to know in the comments below, Have you had a DC beer? Do you have a favorite? And also, kind of the bonus question is, what are your thoughts on shower beer? Do you think that they're a good idea? Do you partake, or are they kind of not your thing? Let me know below. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of those. If you don't already subscribe to my channel, you can do that either by hitting the little caricature right here or the button down below. Don't forget to also click on the bell. It will let you know when I upload a new video, which is going to be every Wine Wednesday. And if you are looking for a recommendation, there is one for you right here. With that, happy DC Beer Week. Enjoy your Wine Wednesday, and thanks for joining me. Cheers.